Chapter 62. Plain and Simple. Big brother, I'm starving to death. As Hiroshi pushed the door open and stepped into the living room, he was greeted by two pairs of eyes that almost glowed green with hunger. Kiko and Benji rushed over, whimpering and expressing their grievances. On the table was nearly a whole bowl of fruit pits, gnawed clean. It was clear that in Hiroshi's absence, Kiko and Benji had been surviving on fruit. Hiroshi opened the fridge, only to find the fruit compartment empty. That was at least 5 or 6 pounds of fruit, worth thousands if sold on the market. Kiko and Benji had devoured hundreds of dollars worth of fruit in just 8 hours. I left you food this morning, didn't I? Hiroshi checked the kitchen. The small bowls that had held meat porridge and rice were spotless. Wasn't it enough? Benji barked as if trying to explain something. Of course it wasn't enough. Kiko interrupted Benji bluntly, pouting. Big brother, you don't know, but Benji can eat a lot now. It ate most of the rice you left. I barely got any. She gestured with her little finger to show how little she'd eaten. Hiroshi raised an eyebrow and looked at Benji. Profile, Benji. Breed, Czech wolf dog. Age, 3. Strength, 7. Intelligence, 3. Speed, 14. Adult human standard, 10. Spirit, 6. Hunger, 75. Evaluation. This is a Czech wolf dog with extraordinary size and physical capabilities. Its teeth are sharp and strong, and its bones are robust. It is fierce enough to take on a North American gray wolf without being at a disadvantage. Without a doubt, it is a king among dogs. Yet it is often wrongfully accused and bullied by its owner's little sister. This might change once its FOXP2 gene is fully activated. After consuming radiation-proof food for 10 days, Benji's size had increased, and so had its appetite. What surprised Hiroshi more was the mention of activating the language gene in Benji's evaluation. Could the radiation-proof crops not only enhance physical strength, but also awaken latent abilities? The thought of a talking dog was amusing. Benji, I know you're hungry, but Kiko is growing too. The food I left was meant to be shared equally, understand? Hiroshi patted Benji's head and headed to the kitchen. Don't do this again. Benji seemed to understand, turning to glare at Kiko. Kiko, feeling a bit guilty, glanced at Hiroshi. Seeing he wasn't paying attention to Benji, she pretended to be fierce, grabbing Benji by the ears and dragging it to the living room. As Benji barked at Hiroshi, its protests were ignored. It was unjustly accused and dragged by the much smaller and weaker Kiko, looking pitifully at her. Good boy, Benji. Kiko petted its head, watching Hiroshi with a mischievous smile. Don't get mad just because Big Brother scolded you. She emphasized, Big Brother scolded you, as if to make sure Hiroshi heard. Hiroshi glanced at the living room, eyes sharp as knives. Benji realized Kiko was shifting the blame and felt bewildered. With a mischievous sister and a brother who always trusted her, Benji felt resigned, giving a weak bark. Kiko, bouncing off the couch, noticed Hiroshi's backpack on the coffee table. Her eyes lit up as she ran over, asking, Big brother, what's in this bag? Oh, just some medicine. Kids shouldn't touch it, Hiroshi replied offhandedly. In truth, the bag contained snacks from the warehouse, yogurt, sausages, cookies, and more. He kept it from Kiko to prevent her from spoiling her appetite before dinner, which would be bad for her teeth and overall health. Suddenly, Hiroshi heard the sound of the bag hitting the floor and the zipper being opened. Turning, he saw the bag open, its contents scattered. Hiroshi looked at Kiko, who had an innocent expression, and pointed at Benji. It was Benji. Benji, sitting nearby, glanced at the zipper and then at its own paws, which were too clumsy for such a task. It felt a twinge of exasperation, even wanting to laugh. If Benji could speak, it would say, yes, it was me. I did everything. I am the embodiment of evil, the spawn of Satan, here to destroy you foolish humans. Hiroshi sighed. Kiko, are you being silly, or do you think I am? Big brother, you're lying. Kiko accused, pointing at the scattered yogurt and cookies. These are delicious, not medicine. Big brother said not to lie, but now you're lying. Hiroshi felt a headache coming on. He didn't know the best way to educate a child. How could he explain the difference between a harmless lie and malicious deceit to a 7-year-old? He glanced at the pot of water that still hadn't boiled, realizing dinner was at least 30 minutes away. Kiko can have a little snack, but not too much, he conceded. Brother was wrong to lie. Yay! Victory! Kiko cheered, grabbing the cookies and sausages, and ran to Benji. Here, don't be sad. I'll share with you. Watching this, Hiroshi couldn't help but smile. The day's thrilling events paled in comparison to the simple joy of everyday life with his loved ones. Sharing meals, sleeping together, and playful bickering. This was what life was all about. This was the life Hiroshi sought. Kiko, we're having spicy rabbit heads tonight, he said, teasingly. Which one should we eat first? It's so hard to choose. They're all so plump. Maybe you should help me decide. No, you can't eat my rabbits. Big brother is a bad guy. But if we don't eat them, we'll go hungry tonight. I don't care. You can't eat them. In the night, the warm light from the small building's window and the playful arguments could be heard. In the biting cold wind, the farm stood like a castle, silently protecting its family.